Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome back to Friendsim 2. Last we left off, we were starting off from our salvation run of Act 12. So let's just go to it, shall we? So we can go to the caravan. Actually getting a chance to talk of Marvis's room, you just notice how incredibly small it is, and the roof looks like it's got a bunch of holes showing through the red tarp pulled over the top. You would have thought that this big-time guy like Marvis would rate better than a little 10 by 15 cram full of stuff and a busted roof, but you guess you can't exactly go complain to anyone. This looks like a collection of feather boas and other accessories, including what looks like a set of actual troll horns. At least there's in the head to attach to the horns. It looks like Marvis has a bunch of different outfits for various colors. They're all stylish and extremely well cared for. Ooh, top hats. You love top hats. They're so fancy looking. You wonder if Marvis would mind if you tried one on.
Buddy, don't even think about it.
Aw, man, that sucks. Oh, no. I was just trying to look at this stuff. The shelves are covered with jars, cases, and bottles, and they all look like they're full of various types of makeup and skincare products. The mirror is surrounded by a bunch of colored bulbs, illuminating the area mixed with purple and yellow lights. Fair enough. So, what does he know about the world out there? You're getting the sense that Marvis might had, let's call it, a limited access to information in the last few pedigrees. How much does he know about tapping down on Ontario exactly? Like, we know he had a big access to Chitter, but it seems like that might have come with a few conditions.
Conditions, they say. Buddy, you don't know the half.
But, like, does he have a general sense of what's been going on? It's been exciting, filling 11 volumes of action, adventure, and even a little bit of a romance. Marvis shrugs.
I just hope that after all of this, if we must stay here, we can at least be safe. I hope you don't run out of time. I'm sure your friends need you.
But does he know about the church? You're not exactly sure what the deal is with the church. Like, is it real, actual clown church? Like,
it's one of the only things they'd let us have. We can gather there and not be watched 24/7.
Is it actual clown church like the ones back in today, or is it more metaphor for something else? Like sanctuary as a general concept, perhaps? Maybe a church is simply...
But what does it matter? With Glibgalib over our fucking shoulders.
Maybe the church isn't there at all. Maybe it's just like a mental construction that exists in purely theatrical state, like the value of currency within an exchange-based economy, or the inevitable return of parachute pants as a fashion staple.
Nah, it's as real as you and me, buddy. As far as finding the damn thing goes, I hope you're clever.
Marvis winks at you. Does he have any hints? You know that being slightly mysterious literally all of this time is kind of Marvis's thing, but that's really not helpful right now. You need to find Clown Church, metaphorical or otherwise, and you need to find Kahoot and the rest of your friends. Preferably before you expose to Globalib's present melts your brain out of your eyeballs.
Oh, don't you worry, buddy. I got you. Just gotta be subtle about it. Never know who's hearing or watching y'all, you know? But I'm sure you got the speech before, right? Click on everything or some bullshit from the gal in the space-style robes.
You think so? That sounds familiar, at least. Like you've done at least twice in the past. Even.
Familiar will do, buddy.
So click on everything.
Sure. Solve some puzzles. Maybe get some hints from it. I ain't you, Lucis.
Yeah, I guess I'll do the main field, I guess. Without the benefits of the figure-induced hallucination state, you were, before this... this whole place looks like it's the morning after the circus last performance. Everything is being packed up and put away, and the only thing you can smell in the air is the faint odor of mud and spoiled carnival food. The only sound is the low droning noise that seems to be basically everywhere in this place. You wish you could turn that off. Looks like the stage area is being taken apart and packed up, but no one's around to finish working on it. Can't quite tell what this ride is since its hat's covered and packed up. It kind of looks like a tilt-a-whirl. Man, you haven't been on a tilt-a-whirl in forever. Well, at least you think you've been on a tilt-a-whirl, and you think you made it feel like you're going to barf afterwards. The Ferris wheel sits dark and quiet, unmoving in the still, artificial air. It's too bad. You wish you could have ride it at least once. Not sure what this is supposed to be in the tent before, but it looks like it's completely collapsed. Peering beside the tarp, you can see booths filled with disassembled games, food stations, and other miscellaneous carnival stuff. Looks like they're all being packed up or abandoned. So about Bronya. You know she probably doesn't want to hear this right now, but Bronya misses her. She says she's hopeful that Kakar is okay, but that she's worried about you. Kakar smiles and tears leave her eye. Honk. Can't really follow the conversation that's happening in Kakar's hand, sadly, but you do manage to catch a few gestures that show the cradle of someone in her arms, like how the jade bloods held the grubs in the cavern. Kakar balls up her fist and you can see the other side of her personality, the way that she fought those sea dwellers. Wait, did that happen? Your head hurts. You're not gonna lie, you feel like there's a level of complexity of what's going on with Kakar and Bronya that's way beyond your abilities to parse, but you know they meant a lot to each other. But you guess it's been a while since Kakar's probably happy too here, right? She shrugs and makes a gesture even you know. Mixed bag, right? Honk. Yeah. Thank her for coming with you. Kakar smiles and she holds one finger to each other and then claps her hands together. She pretends to be flexing her muscles. Two heads are better than one. Does she know where the church is? Kakar tries to sign something to you, but it's too fast to interpret and you really don't know any ASL. Unlike Rin, a tale that doesn't seem to be something you can just understand. Maybe there's some commentary to be had on how the Eternian sign language didn't exist inside the confines of canon, and therefore is outside your ability to naturally understand. But that raises some rather disturbing questions. Disturbing questions about your own agency and... Honk! Kakar signs in frustration, but then her face lights up as she just remembered something important. She mimes opening a can of soda and then drinking it. After she finishes swallowing, she holds up her hands to her eyes like binoculars. Honk. Oh, okay, you think you get it. She wants to look around using the Fargo. That makes sense, at least from a purely mechanical standpoint. Never mind. Kakar looks around for the second, then grabs a flyer off a wall. It's a flyer for the traveling circus. She points at the caravan and then the tent and paper, gesturing empathetically. Maybe there'll be a clue at the circus tent. You should keep looking around for more. I think Marvis might be hiding something. Kakar turns her head to the side and makes an expression exaggerating confusion. You get it well enough. What could Marvis possibly be hiding? Honk. Well, for one thing, he didn't exactly seem surprised to see you. In fact, he seemed to be expecting you, as if he's been waiting for you to get here all along. The sense of purpose is a little bit unnerving. Kakar gestures in a way you can't quite follow. Not really asking you a question, you don't think? More like she's agreeing with you? Honk. She grins and nods. Okay, well, yeah, you're trying to figure this one out, though. This whole place is kind of confusing. You feel like any moment you're at the risk of you losing your mind. Before I swap, I just want to kind of explore everything in the as is. Weirdly enough, the carousel only seems to have completely faded from the view. In its place, you only see this massive health discounter, tall and imposing, looming over the surrounding attractions. Its once bright colors have faded to a sickly gray and shipped with peels away from a rickety flame. The tower groans and creaks under the weight of existence. Above it all, the purple sun shines down, somehow unceasingly beautiful and unerringly merciless at the same time. The low drow that's been following you around the fairgrounds has risen to an unearthly dirge. You want to go home more than anything right now. So you can only click on the Helter Skelter. Weirdly enough, the Helter Skelter looks like a lighthouse, and you don't know if that's anything yet, but it definitely feels like something. Well, I will... Circus tent. The nearest circus tent stands tall, with a peaked top towering over the surrounding area, with the exterior is painted with bold, vibrant colors, but upon closer inspection, the sip of red pop, you can see the paint is chipped and peeling, revealing the worn fabric underneath. As you enter the tent, you are once again greeted with the sight that has been seemed out of place with the circus. The seating is arranged in rows like that of a church, with the central aisles leading to a raised platform at the front of the tent. It's a strange, unsettling space that seems to defy categorization. The air is stale, is thick with a scent of cannon smoke, sweat, and general feeling of unease is palpable. The seats themselves are threadbare and strange, with the overpowering odor of spoiled food emanating from the ground beneath them. It's a strange, unsettling space that seems to defy categorization. The church-like seating arrangement adds an uneasy quality to the already spooky atmosphere, and the scorch marks on the props hint the danger that lurks within. Looking up, the trapeze and other aerial props hang from the ceiling, marred by scorch marks and burn scars, a testament to the danger of the circus acts performed within the tent. Weird, you can see the stars above, and you can almost feel like you know the constellations. The architect, he's responsible for all of this, orchestrating everything. The diplomat, trying to avoid taking sides in conflicts, he finds himself swept under. The collaborators, stronger together than they ever were apart, willing to face death itself. That's, yeah. First, there's obviously Yellow Bloods. Yeah, the giant cue ball. The Reaper, forced into a role she never wanted, turning around something she never imagined. Monarch, always there to care for those undercharged. Always ready to turn in the direction of the heart. Yeah. Strange. So it looks like all the ceiling's the same. There's a heavy tarp over the entrance now, but looks like there was once where the performers would enter the stage. The ring is full of random objects that look like they're actually probably part of performances at some point. Actually, it looks like most of the items there are for some kind of lion tamer act. Oh crap, you really hope there aren't really tigers here too. Looks like everything. So let's go back to the main field and take a small sip out of the can of moon mist blue fago, and the world sims around you. The whole area looks like a traveling circus would be if you were actually where a traveling circus would be if you actually were to dream about it. You're pretty sure you don't actually have a childhood memories of everything, but it looks like you did. This was what the visiting fair would look like. The lights and sounds and smells overwhelming. The jangles of carnival games and the roar of rides and scents of popcorn, burnt sugar, and frying pan food everywhere. Okay. Games look so much fun, you want to take a couple of minutes to play them, but you get the feeling you shouldn't do that right now. Maybe in a little bit, we found your way to the church and talked to Cahoots. Okay, tickets. Well, on the left looks like a ticket booth and some kind of cotton candy machine. You think it smells great, but you get the feeling that trying to eat it would be a disappointing experience. Ferris wheel and... The Ferris wheel is all lit up, but still doesn't look like it's moving at all. Not only that, but you can still figure out how to get back there. I'm gonna take a small sip of the red can Fago pep and get the sense of clarity returning. Definitely don't want to risk being cured for too long. Okay, got everything here. Escape caravan. Out here behind the main caravan, the sounds of midway have dropped from the maddening to merely slightly overwhelming. Lights are lower too, more of a subtle glow back here than the blasting omnipresence of the main area. You can still smell the wafting odors of manufactured popcorn and cotton candy. You can faint hear of what smells like wood smoke coming from somewhere nearby. Out in the distance you can see the silhouette of the main circus tents. The effect of an eerie one, the sense of the presence watching over you, judging you for being out here in the back uninvited. You notice that the tent appears to be in pristine condition, even though from your experience inside it, most certainly is not. I don't want to risk being in... I don't want... Whatever this is, I don't want it to go to not empty. You can see the lights of the caravan attractions and rides, dominated by the shadow of the Ferris wheel that stands out against the horizon. The sight fills you with the strangest combination of warm nostalgia and cold, gut-wrenching terror. Honestly, fair, which cut a flyer. Okay. So that actually cut out and I can't read it in the other world. It looks like this is the back of one of the caravans. You think, based on the size, you might be Marvis's? It's hard to keep track of where everything is when it shifts over to the dreamscape. It seems like the layout is only tenuously connected to real life. The doorway to the caravan appears to be open, and you can only be described as the depths of space. You're pretty sure that can't possibly be real, but you feel like you'll probably be better than keep a distance. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip. Locations, Marvis's caravan. Okay, so I can't do that. So let's go to the tower. Take a sip. Glow of movements in the carousel is stunning sight with intricate designs and vibrant shades of purple that catch the eye and strike your imagination. Each horse on the ride has been crafted with meticulous attention to detail, their manes and tails flowing in the breeze as they spin around and around. The golden poles supporting the ride shine brilliantly in the lights of the carnival, casting a warm glow over the entire area. And the music, it would definitely be drawing anyone who passed by with the irresistible melody, psychic death, tentacle or not. The whole experience is a marvel of engineering and artistically merged into one. So never mind. Guess the shadow of the Helter-Skelter rises above the carousel, and behind that, the purple sun shines, casting its pale light everywhere. Like this, the tower of the Helter-Skelter looks even more like a lighthouse. I'm not gonna risk that going to nothing. Not gonna risk that going to nothing. Though I'm definitely gonna save at some point, just see what happens. Lights on the carousel flicker, casting an eerie shadow across the faces of the carved horses and the creatures that adorn it. The horses' eyes gleam with the otherworldly glow, as if they're watching you with an unspoken warning. One horse in particular catches your attention. It's like its eyes were sculpted a little too low and drooping, its brows lended to a sorrowful expression, its mouth meant to be open as if it were sounding in a heroic manner. But on this horse, it looks like a scream. You are not, as these things are, a huge fan of that. Well, I guess let's go to the... Is it this one? Oh, okay. Very last location, the Dreamer's Circus. The walls of the tent are made of smooth or almost iridescent materials that shimmer in a half light of the dream world, revealing the otherworldly beauty. All at once you have the sense of seeing every color of the rainbow, but nothing of the endless expanse of the stars beyond. Past the large arching doorway framed by glowing orbs at the entrance. I'm gonna just save very quickly, just cause. Close menu, because I don't know what happens when this goes to 0. And I'm really, really curious. Past the large arching doorway frame glowing by glowing orbs at the... At the entrance, the space inside the cavernous, the stage... Those things making your brain hurt too much. All of the constant shifting one way or another, pulling you and pushing, going around and around and around. Honestly, it's too much. You need some time to think. Find yourself back at the midway, staring up at the starry night sky, listening to the sounds taking the smells of the place. Is this really that bad? Maybe it's not even real in the convention sense of the word, but what does it even mean this day and age? Honestly, this feeling is a lot more real than anything else lately. Maybe it'd be better just to stay like this. You're starting to think Marvis was full of crap with his whole rebellion act. Right now, you don't care about rebelling. You just really want to ride the Ferris wheel. Ticket to ride. Cancel, see you now. Try again. I had to, actually, never mind. I'm gonna take a sip just to see if I actually read everything. Good. So let's go to the Dreamer's Circus. Oh, we don't actually get to... While shimmers every worldly beautiful, once you have the sense of seeing every color of the rainbow, nothing but endless expense bounce around. The whole thing is making you... Yeah, okay. Hopefully that's... Take a small sip of the can of Fargo Red Pop and you can sense the clarity returning. Okay. So let me actually load from this. I can actually the glow pass the anticipation various cabinets, stage dominated center all around you, sense booth attractions waiting in endless shadow space all around the tents. Okay, there's nothing else. Okay. Okay, so I guess do this guy. Yeah. So that would be... Let's see, okay. Okay, control try again. So, location, circus tents, take a sip. So, need the twins. That, and then the matriarch. I believe that's how the order was. Then, the center stage sits quiet, patiently waiting for the show to begin. You're not sure if it ever will at this rate. Nothing else here. Let me take a quick sip just to make sure. So it's, okay. Top left, bottom right. Okay. I think this is the right order, but maybe it's wrong. Do you think the twin... Maybe it's that? Oh. Give me a second. I'm gonna write this down in my little notebook and just see. Because obviously these are important. So... we have to figure out the proper order of it, which is mildly frustrating. So let me just pull out my thing. So just do this in the order of the thing. Just so that I'm just doodling the thing. So then that's... This one's here. That one's there. This one is the diplomat. So the diplomat actually looks like this. And let's circle the ones that are right. And this one actually, yeah, that one looks like that. That just dude. This one is here, so you have to organize in the way that's actually proper, not the. And this is yellow. And this looks like. So that shifts. I can't believe I didn't notice that before initially. Okay. Okay. Reaper. So this one, which looks like this. Red. Actually looks like that, so we swap it. And then so this one matriarch, which actually looks like this. Because I was even thinking when I was looking at this, like, oh yeah, the diamond looks like her holding her arms instead of the, like, Oh yes, everything's okay look too. I didn't even think of that. Like, why did my brain not even register? Oh yeah, they're different. So we need to do this, so that's fine. This is good. So since this is upside down, we need to do that. And we need to, so I got check that one and that one. We need to swap, I think it's, no, because we need her to be sideways. We got that one. We got that one to be like that, and then twin to this one? No. Let me swap back so I can do this. Okay, so this one and then there. There we go. As you stare up in the stars above you, you can feel someone brush by you. Oh, I'll keep my notebook on the side just in case. You look down hoping to see who dashed by, but it doesn't look like anyone is there. But you're holding a piece of paper you don't remember picking up. It looks like a flyer for some kind of clan religion thing, but the text doesn't make any sense. The words are doubled up or scrambled or have extra letters. You hold the flyer up with the cut out bits to the other flyer, and suddenly it all makes sense. The words left clearly spell a location for the church, which doesn't make any sense. This place can't be that big, and you looked everywhere to try and find this place, and oh, it looks like it's right over there, just past the midway. That's convenient. You wonder why you didn't notice before. Best not to think about it too much about that part. Location. Clown Church. The Clown Church stands tall and imposing, and with its walls made of dark stone and its roof adorned with twisted spires and gargoyles, the entrance is flanked by two massive statues of clowns. Their faces painted faces, frozen in twisted grins that send shivers down your spine. The interior looks dimly lit, with flickering candles casting an eerie shadow on the walls. The pews are adorned with colorful ribbons and offerings. A strange symbol are etched into the floors and walls. The air is thick with smell of incense, and the sound of whispering prayers growing in intensity. You wonder briefly if it's one of the cans of Frager you're carrying will help your nerves, but you're shaking too much to even consider drinking one right now. Through the door you hear a loud, booming voice.
But fear not, for there is a way out of this darkness. It is through the path of duty and righteousness that we can find our way to salvation. Keep your head down. Do what is right. And you will be rewarded in the end.
I know that's Kahoot, but that is not the voice I was expecting. I mean, I guess they did change a lot in the years, but like, I guess they are doing it. Step further inside. Deeper inside the church, you can see a purple troll standing in front of the altar. Holding a baton, she takes a deep breath and breathes fire as she speaks. Despite your trembling, you're captivated.
This is our home! My dear brothers and sisters, I stand before you today to speak of a new truth. We have been blessed. We have been brought to this carnival, a new promised land, where we can start anew and build a new community together.
This is a different purple button that we have never seen before, because Kahoot's horns went down and their symbol was not that. And I don't think this is either the twins either.
Think of it, my friends. We have been given a second chance. A chance to escape the troubles and conflicts of our old home and start fresh in this new world. It may not be what we expected or what we wanted, but it is a blessing nonetheless.
This voice fits perfectly to this new person too, by the way. Like, I was thinking it's Kahoot, not a new person altogether. She takes another deep breath of flames. How the heck is she doing that?
Some of you may be wondering why you were chosen to come here. Why you woke up in this strange new place. But let me tell you, my friends, that you are among the lucky ones. That you were chosen to come here. Maybe it was before your time, but it certainly was before you were consumed by chaos. The chaos is ingrained in our purple blood. We were saved.
Ay.
So let us not mourn what we have lost, but instead embrace what we have been given. Let us be thankful for our new home, this new chance at life. Let us work together to create a new society, one that values equality for all. Let us make the most of this opportunity and create a new world that we can all be proud to call our own.
Once she finishes her sermon, the fire dissipates, and the troll stands at the altar, leaning up against it. You approach her cautiously, hoping to get some answers. First, let me just... Okay, there's nothing I can click on. Okay, never mind. Yeah. What is she doing?
Who are you? How did you find this place?
Well, see, you found this pamphlet and suddenly you were just kind of knew where it was. You head up, though. Marvis gave you some kind of soda. The troll's looking at you through narrowed eyes, her gaze even and cool. Did you say something wrong?
No, you most certainly did not. My brother's involvement in this is unexpected. I thought he was done with that.
Done with what? She kind of ignores you and continues.
My name is Aknai. I bid you welcome to our sanctuary, though it is unusual to see someone like yourself here.
Oh yeah, she means your freakish mutant appearance, right? Ikea nods.
Indeed. To answer your earlier question, I was preaching, although my audience has been diminished as of late.
Yeah, that's an understatement. There's basically no one here. You've only seen like 3 people so far. Fortunately, 2 of them were coincidentally friends of yours.
Coincidence is often a mask for deeper truth. But you are right. Our brothers, sisters, and other fellows have all gone away.
You're looking for a troll named Cahoot? Ekine's phrase remains impassive, but you see something afloat behind her eyes, a faint twinge of her eyebrow.
She did not show up this morning to read with me. She is not in her caravan. This is unusual.
Wait, is Cahoot someone you know well? You're friends with Cahoot.
I am her mate Sprit.
Oh!
Also, it is odd that she never mentioned someone like you.
Okay, ouch. Okay, that's your friend's feeling a little hurt a little bit, but you'll be okay. More importantly, does she have an idea where Cahoot went?
I suspect her disappearance is connected to what happened to the others. Sadly, I do not have additional insight for you. I would suggest you make your inquiries elsewhere.
Okay, cool. You know when you're not wanted, sometimes. Just look around once more. Of course, the main problem is that you have no idea where you're supposed to look or what you're even supposed to be looking for. Maybe you need to talk to Marvis again. It's so empty here. You know that the high blunts aren't common. A disturbingly ethics-themed line of inquiry you don't want to think about right now, but there should be a dozen of them here, especially if the younger trolls like Kahura are included. Okay, Marvis isn't here. That's not a good sign. You haven't been able to find Kakuri either. You spend half an hour wandering the grounds, but you can't seem to find anyone else. A key is still there in the church, but you can't find Kahoot, Marvis, or any of the other Purple Bloods. Finally, you find yourself outside the House of Skelter again. Outside the tower. You can feel like there's something important about this place, and you need to figure out what's going on. You need to find Marvis again, and you need to get him to get you a straight answer. This is feeling more and more like one of those times you need to go poking around into everyone's stuff until answers reveal themselves. Or, in other words, it's time to snoop. The outer skelter looms above you, crowned by the burning visions of the purple sun. Deep inside, you can feel something come loose, like someone just pulled up out of the last strut that was keeping your mind propped up. It's hard to look away. The same way it's hard to look away when you saw the green sun. Of course, this is completely different from that experience, you're pretty sure at least. The door to the Helter Skelter remains frustratingly locked. You get the feeling that this is going to be extremely important later. Take his... Now that you had a chance to acclimate a little bit to how things really are, it's hard to not see the way that the tower just out from above the carousel, just twisting up away around the sky, just makes it feel impossible. The music plays from the carousel is just a disoriented, discordant tune, sounding almost like a shrieking of distorted souls. It echoes through the air, sending shivers down your spine. Even the sweet taste of Fargo can't erase the feeling of unease that settles over you. It's a little bit of darkness of the purple sun has seeped into the very bones of the carousel. You feel uneasy looking at the carousel. There's nothing inherently sinister about the carnival horses and their colorful livery, but you find it unsettling all the same. Even in the dream, the tower and the sun are there, one piece of consistency in this ever-shifting labyrinth of the mind. Guess I'll take a sip, just to... Guess I'll head to the caravans? As you walk by the trailers and caravans lined the side of the path, you can't help but notice that a lot of them appear to be completely empty. Layers of dust cover the windows everywhere. Something hits you that you felt this before, a sense of overwhelming, unsettling emptiness. The shivers that run up your neck when you walk into an abandoned building, knowing that there used to be people living here. Can't help but think that of the dead buildings in the city, the barren streets of Eternia, the barracks with their empty bunks. Your head strays to the can of moon mist sitting in your hoodie's pockets. Gonna quickly look around. Given the blood around the door, you have a feeling that this caravan might belong to a Kahoot. Doesn't look anyone's been home though. You kinda want to check inside to see if there's any clues where she's gone, but something tells you it wouldn't be a great idea. And you feel like you've already kind of run your bad ideas tab up a little high already. Doesn't look like any of these caravans is important enough to warrant further investigation. You wonder if they would have been looked here if it was full of purple bloods and they weren't being actively suppressed by the Emperor and the Glub. Mari's caravans are still light on, but you can't hear or see any sign of him now. Doesn't look like there's even anything else important on the purple bus, even if they're very cool looking. As soon as you step back into Marva's caravan, you feel like your head's gonna spin a half turn, and suddenly you think you're gonna puke. Okay, false alarm on that one at least, but you feel like the buzz of the fog is definitely wearing off, and all you can see is the raw boards of make up the floors and the walls of the caravan, and the pitted tin that makes up the roof. Marvis is nowhere to be seen. You wonder if maybe there's some clue around here on where he went. The collection of wigs, feather boas, and fake horns is enticing, but you don't have time to play around with any of those right now. You get friends to find. As appealing as the prospect of trying on some very cool clothes on Marvis's out is, Marvis out is, you probably shouldn't even mess with this stuff too much. You don't know, you never really thought of yourself as a hat person, but maybe there's worth reconsidering. Maybe it's not so much that you haven't not a hat person, is in some intrinsic way, but you haven't found the right hats to match your whole vibe. That's it, when you get back home, you're going to conduct some research on hats. Cursory glance at the shelf is enough to tell you that nothing is here is going to be especially useful. Maybe you've had some kind of puzzle where you needed to construct a fake mustache using glue and cat hair. You could use some of this spirit gum. But where would you even find a cat in a place like this? That's a ridiculous thought to begin with. How would such an improbable situation even come up? It looks like you can adjust the lights here by messing with the bulbs. Why would you want to mess with the lights and do that? You don't know, you just do stuff sometimes, and it usually works out okay sometimes. This is an order thing. So, look. With the lights adjusted, you can loosely barely make out something hidden behind the piece of loose glass on the mirror. Carefully pry off the piece loose and retrieve the card from underneath. Weird, it looks like a small business card or something. But you can't read the text here at all. Interesting. Well, we got everything here. I think with that, I'm going to leave this here. So, with that, I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives, and may the stars forever guide your path wherever they might lead you into the future. Bye-bye, everybody.